to let you know that you have 1 minute left and twice to inform you that your time is up. So ready for the challenge? Yes. Your time starts now.
Respected members of the jury, supporters and the accompanying teachers, dear viewers, the PMSSS Brain Trust team sends to you its warmest greetings. Inflation, increase in food crisis, unemployment, impact of foreign trade, economic crisis, members of the jury. Bearing in mind the current global socio-economic environment coupled with financial crisis, my team, comprising Prishni, Sneha, Seema, Mokshada and myself, Divya, is here today to ponder upon this burning issue of the impact of economic crisis on our country. Members of the jury, since 2005, Mauritius has had to deal with one external shock after another. This included the worst food price inflation and biggest surge in oil prices in decades, the worst financial turmoil in 100 years, the worst economic crisis Europe has seen in a very long time, and now, members of the jury, the relapse of global economic recovery. These adverse global events have left many countries counting their misfortunes, but hopefully, Mauritius has withstood all the shocks. Prishni, can you elaborate on the impacts of the present economic crisis in Mauritius?
Most certainly, Divya. The violent truth is that the Eurozone economy grew by only 0.2% in April to July, compared with the first quarter, and Germany's industrial orders declined by 2.8%. The European Central Bank chief economist resigned amid disagreements about the European Central Bank purchasing the debt of struggling Eurozone economies. Next is unemployment, members of the jury, which has increased by 7.8%. People are willing to work, they are able to work, but they can't find a job within a period of time, usually 4 weeks, according to the International Labour Organization. The numerous causes are: there is insufficient effective demand for goods and services in the economy. Structural problems and inefficiencies inherent in labour markets. Moreover, structural UN involvements, mismatches between demand and supply for labourers with the necessary skill set, sometimes induced by disruptive technologies or globalizations. And the list can go even longer, members of the jury. And as direct consequences, there is an increase in crime rates, social ills, and a decrease in productivity and in the economic growth, thus causing frustration. Recently, there has been an increase in price of several essential commodities. Consumer associations, trade unions, and NGOs have been organizing peaceful demonstrations against the rising cost of living. It is an irrefutable evidence that the most important drivers of price fluctuation over the past years are development in world energy markets. High oil prices have encouraged a policy focus on biofuels, including significant subsidies for the development of the biofuels industry in industrialized economies. Emphasis has to be laid on poverty, members of the jury, as poverty is a difficult, multi-faced scourge. It is not only a problem of material well-being, but of human dignity as well. The global economy, teetering and fraught with uncertainty, global trade is losing momentum. How can we ignore the fact that accommodation makes sense only if the economy is reaching a steady state? But the clearer the vision becomes, the further away it seems to be. A steady state economy will be politically possible only if we are persuaded to stop grabbing. This in turn will be feasible only if we feel more secure, but the global race to the bottom and the destruction of pensions, welfare, public serious and stable employment make people less secure, encouraging us to grasp as much for ourselves as we can. What do you think, Sneha?
Well, members of the jury, inflation is a rise in the general level of prices of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. Inflation has a negative impact on Mauritius. Right now, the inflation rate in Mauritius is 4.2%. I repeat, 4.2%. Inflation is discouraging investment and saving and is also leading to reduction in investment of productive capital and is increasing savings in non-producing assets, for example, selling stocks and buying gold. This can reduce overall economic productivity rates as the capital required to retool companies becomes more elusive or expensive. Secondly, aging population impact on the economic crisis emerges. Nowadays, members of the jury, the number of old people is gaining alarming proportion. Government has to spend pensions on them, and this is causing budget deficit. Government expenditure is increasing due to aging population. Economic crisis has a direct impact on the rate of crime. As stated by my teammate Prishni, since this worldwide phenomenon is soaring, the rate of poverty and unemployment, people are becoming more prone to commit suicide. Economic crisis has increased the rate of gross domestic product growth around 4.2%. There has been a budget deficit by 3.8%, and members of a jury, there is public sector debt of 54.2%. Am I right, Divya?
Of course, Neha. Members of the jury, the interplay of a litany of reasons explain the crescendo trend of this worldwide phenomenon, which both my teammates Prishni and Sneha have already mentioned. However, my team firmly believes that remedial actions need to be in motion in order to stop it from taking disastrous momentum. Seema, can you suggest some solutions to solve this scourge?
Certainly, Divya. Members of the jury, in order to solve the issues, my team and I firmly believe that education plays an important role in society. We believe that we can make Mauritius a scope for this. What we have here for education is only preparing a person to get a job in life. While realizing that this is important, we need to revise our system to have more education facilities. Our country to become one of the main education centers of the world. Foreigners will come to our countries for education and will give rise to our funds. Moreover, we will be having many more brainies to help us run our economy, and we will not be depending on other countries. After education, we would like to shed light on developing cultures. A land like ours, the scope is unlimited. Our aim here is to create a model society which will surely attract tourists. Hence, our tourism industry will rise, creating jobs for more than half of our population. Our government should empower our youth to seize opportunities in the tourism industry. They should be acknowledged about the high-paid jobs on cruise ships, and this will bring an increase in our revenues, hence uplifting our economic status. Youth of today should be aware that government has made Mauritius one of the lowest income tax economy in the world. Our next solution would be improving our population health. Government should allot funds for hospitals and for other aspects of health care. In this expenditure, I will also include the cost of promoting good health. Moreover, members of the jury, as my teammate Sneha mentioned, that life expectancy plays a great role in our economic crisis. We believe that the life expectancy should be raised from 60 to 65 years so as to have more working men. Health is tantamount to more working power, therefore we will be having more revenues. Hence, we will be having a stable economic status of Mauritius. Mukshada, please, can you add some more solutions to that?
Why not, Seema? Members of the jury, as Prishni has stated that food crisis leads to economic crisis, our team firmly believes that we should motivate our Mauritian citizens to create their own home garden. Yes, members of the jury, a home garden might bring a change in our country's economy. With a growing population and being a net importer of food, Mauritius has a long way to go to increase its self-sufficiency in food production. Moreover, with the evolution of time, women have managed to break the shackles of domination and gain acknowledgement through their aptitudes. Women entrepreneurship is one of the laudable initiatives implemented by our local authorities, and this has proved to combat economic crisis. Thus, members of the jury, more housewives should be encouraged to launch their own business in a bid to avert economic crisis. Additionally, The public should be propelled through campaigns in a bid to downsize useless expenditures. Members of the jury, why not with the help of the Rotary Club of Portuguese that our nation can be sensitized? Members of the jury, friendship with other countries might prove to be praiseworthy initiative in dealing with economic crisis. With these last words, I now leave you, Divya, to conclude on this topic.
Dear viewers, our presentation is now nearing to its end. To round off, my team elaborated on the impacts of economic crisis on Mauritius, and also we firmly believe that this affliction can eventually be solved through a litany of ways, mainly suggested by my teammate Mokshada and Sima. Members of the jury, despite the fact that Mauritius has been victim of economic crisis, it remains still a source of pride and joy for the entire nation. We are ranked first out of 53 countries in Africa on the Mo Ibrahim Index of African Governance, and first again in Africa on the Fraser Institute Economic Freedom Index, and again first in Africa in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business report for the 4th year running, well ahead of the 2nd place where it stood South Africa. Members of the jury, our team stresses that government has to manage economy not only for the growth but also for uplifting the life of every citizen. With these concluding words, I thank you all for your kindest attention and precious time.
Thank you for your presentation, girls. We have heard both presentations of today, and there remains only one team to be qualified. Till now, the schools which have been selected are Dr. Maurice Curie State College, Royal College Kyopip, Sir Abdulrahman Osman State College, Queen Elizabeth College, Muslim Girls College, Collège du Bon et Perpétuel Secours, Floréal SSS, France Boyer de la Giraudet SSS, Mohan Parsad Sharma Jagdambi SSS, Drupnath Ramphal State College, Loreto College Kyopip. Which team will complete the prelims cycle? Coming up next are the results for today's show. Don't miss this. Welcome back. I'm sure you must be impatient to hear the results. Mr. Chairperson, over to you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. Overall, the standard was excellent and very good delivery, although at times there was a tendency to read notes. Better to avoid reading if you can. I think both teams came up with very interesting solutions and a very good understanding of what the topic was about. Unfortunately, one has to win or lose. And it's not an easy job for members of the jury. We have come to the conclusion, after deliberation, that the winner is Royal College Port Louis.
Congratulations, boys. We'll see you again, and this time for the quarterfinal. Girls, it was a very good presentation. Well done. And we had the immense pleasure to have you with us here in the studio. And to thank you for your participation, the MCA has some gifts for you. We have reached the end of today's program. Once again, we wish to extend our warmest thanks to the audience, our panel of jury members, and also you viewers for watching Brains Trust. See you soon for the quarterfinal. Till then, take care and goodbye. Thank you.